Let's watch the David Pakman video, I guess. Let's watch David Pakman talk about Joe Rogan. Like I said, I don't usually click on these because I'm always like, no, he didn't. Joe Rogan always hears something he doesn't like about Trump, and then like 10 minutes later, he just like makes up a reason why it's okay. Wow, that's crazy. They're not getting due process? Wow, that's really scary. That's really scary. Trump kind of knows what he's doing, so it must be for a reason.
I love the poorly educated.
Oh my God.
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
And the question is, will this finally bankrupt Elon Musk?
Goddamn,
That's the subject of today's video, and let's watch the footage together, guys.
Chris, stop it. All right, let's watch David Pakman. Rogan turns on Trump, pretends he has no idea. No idea.
Guys, this is
God, if I do that one more time. I keep pushing the button. The button keeps playing the other video. All right.
Hey, it's been a while since I spoke about podcaster and MMA commentator Joe Rogan. Joe,
dude, I'm sorry. I know some of you guys don't like David, but the way he talks just cracks me up. It really does. Look at that. Perfect pause. Perfect pause.
Rogan has suddenly discovered that Donald Trump is arresting immigrants inside of Home Depot, and he's shocked.
Yeah, this is the guy that... perfect timing again on that pause. Perfect timing. This is a guy who's already been shocked once about people being deported with no due process. How many times can you be shocked over the same goddamn topic? At one point or another, Donald Trump does some of the craziest shit ever. I'm not shocked anymore. Like, shit happens and I'm like, yeah, that's not shocked me, actually. That is exactly what I thought he was going to do.
Shocked, I tell you. As if nobody saw this coming. As if Trump and Tom Homan and all of them didn't tell us.
Yeah, Talia, I want to actually watch that Rogan with Bernie. I want to watch that. What's up, AJ?
Exactly that this is what they were going to do. Here is Rogan explaining his shock.
ICE raids are fucking nuts, man. Watching this protest on television, it's like...
You think the raids are nuts?
All of it's nuts.
I think both sides are taking it a little too hard.
That's the Legion of Skanks guy.
I don't think if the Trump administration, if they're running and they said, we're going to go to Home Depot and we're going to arrest all the people at Home Depot, we're going to go to construction sites and we're going to just like tackle people at constructions. I don't think anybody would have signed up for that. They said, we're going to get rid of...
See, I don't know if that's true. I mean, I think that there's a lot of people, like I said, the people that Adam Mockler's trying to reach with empathy, right? That would be like, yeah, that would be bad. But then they would say, he's not going to actually do that. This is what people do with Trump. People always say he doesn't mean what he says when it's something bad. And they say when he does do these things, oh, he had to do it, right? Like, it's one or the other. When he says it and it hasn't happened yet, they say, oh, he's just joking. You guys, you libs always get triggered. Like, he's just trolling you. And then when it does happen, they go, oh, yeah, well, it's because it was necessary. Like, this is what I voted for.
Of the criminals and the gang members first, right? And now we're seeing, like, Home Depots get raided. Like, that's crazy.
CTE podcast. Space Dust. That shit doesn't need to actually be the name now. Liver King versus Joe Rogan. Dude, I made a video about the Liver King. I'm glad I'm not big enough to have that fucking crazy, fucking drugged out, insane dude looking for me. That's all I gotta say. Alright? I do have home defense, and I will use it. Apparently my Liver King video not popular enough to get myself on the level of Joe Rogan or more plates, more dates. I remember watching all that Liver King shit and being like, that motherfucker's on steroids. People were like, no, he just eats liver, bro. He eats liver and lives like a caveman. And I'm like, no, dude. That is steroids. That's 100% steroids. I know this shit. I've seen it. I'll tell you this, though. I'm very upset that Joe Rogan won't fight him. That in today's Idiocracy, the dumbest timeline that has ever existed. Tell me right now that there should not be a fight between Joe Rogan and the Liver King. And I think that he should just be called the Liver King. I don't give a fuck what his real name is. Like, when they come out, when they announced him, they announce him as the Liver King. And I think WWE style, he comes out with a gigantic piece of liver and he fucking chews it in the ring and then flings it into the crowd. That is the type of dumbassery that we deserve in this stupid ass timeline, okay? I want Joe Rogan hopped up to the nines on TRT and mushrooms fighting a Liver King who just ate a fresh liver and tossed it in the crowd, probably on like some fucking MDMA or whatever it is. Like, this timeline deserves that shit. And bull testicles. There we go. Dude, it would be amazing. Yeah, I thought it was like $13,000 a month, Dan. I remember watching the More Plates, More Dates video back in the day when that shit happened. Are you not entertained? Dude, and Trump could just be on the sideline. He could just be over there like...
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
Dead.
I love Tesla.
That's all I'm saying.
This is really...
Criminals and the gang members first, right? We go to construction sites and we're going to just like tackle people at constructions. I don't think anybody would have signed up for that. They said we're going to get rid of the criminals and the gang members first, right? And now we're seeing like...
And they have arrested like 0 criminals and gang members. Good job, guys. Good job. You know, for anybody out there is like, yeah, they have, bro. They've arrested a bunch. Dude, they like arrested the same amount that were being arrested before. Like, you know that it would be like nonstop 24/7 on Fox News if there were MS-13 members, Tren de Agua members, like actual like, you know, Mexican cartel members. If those people were actually being arrested, you would be seeing mugshots of those motherfuckers just being pasted everywhere. I mean, there was like a little bit of time where there were posters on the White House lawn, but like I said, arresting like 40 gang members, like that's fucking just normal numbers. Actually, I think those numbers are probably less. I would like to see the numbers.
Like Home Depots get raided. Like, that's crazy.
This is really common.
Dude, imagine the next time I'm at the Home Depot and I get tackled and deported for my bald JD Vance meme on my phone. I'm just here to get some cinder blocks, brother. Like, please, get off me. Why are you touching my butt? You know,
people like pretend they didn't see it coming. With authoritarians, it happens specifically. Like it's this big surprise when authoritarianism...
Miss Anonymous, they went to Compton? Did they? Is there a video, Miss Anonymous? Because I need to see that shit. Oh boy, do I need to see that shit.
Shows up in real life instead of just, I don't know, on X, on your YouTube feed. But we told them, and Trump told them. Trump campaigned on this stuff. Trump called for mass deportation force.
See, this is David Pakman's lane. Like Adam Mockler's empathy. I make fun of MAGA. David Pakman says things like, I'm just trying to tell you. Like, how is this even an issue for you guys? You guys should just know this. David Pakman's probably a really good dad. You know why? You know why I know that? Because David Pakman looks like a guy that if, like, you got caught stealing in a store, David Pakman could probably, with no spanking at all, just take you outside as his kid. He could sit you down and just be like, I'm going to explain this to you, and you're going to understand. And then you are never going to steal again in your life.
Check. He said he would use local police. He said he would use the military if he needs to. The military, the National Guard if he needs to. He said he was going to do the largest domestic immigration crackdown in American history. He said immigrants were invaders, animals poisoning the blood of our country. It wasn't subtle language. And it's happening. I mean, they're just doing it. Now ICE is dragging fathers off job sites, people just working to feed their families, splitting up families in parking lots. And
like, why would you arrest people that are actually working? Like, it just doesn't make any fucking sense.
All of a sudden, Rogan's like, bro, this is nuts. This is the game. These guys, it's such a common thing. They flirt with reactionary politics when it's abstract. It's memes, it's free speech and vague slogans
Yep.
about freedom and sovereignty. But the second the ideas hit the ground in real life, people start getting hurt. You see the videos of this happening to people. They claim,
Okay, Mike, there's no reason to flex on me, bro. Okay? I know David Pakman has 3.24 million subscribers. All right? Why did you have to bring that up? Why are you flexing on me?
who knew it could have gone this far? Who could have
Who knew?
possibly? But
All the
it's
people
partially
that
because
said
of
this
Rogan.
shit.
Rogan helped normalize this stuff. He platformed
Yep.
Trump and Trump's allies.
Yep.
He echoed their rhetoric. He said it's the obvious choice. He endorsed Trump. He downplayed the authoritarianism fears
Yep.
over and over. And now he wants to act like he's a bystander, and he's like, wow, this is really crazy.
Oh, it's
I had
crazy.
nothing to do with this
Oh, it's
thing.
crazy.
And had no idea this was going to happen. Well, Trump told us it was going to happen, and you helped promote it. Sort of like stomping on the gas pedal, and then all of a sudden you go, this car's in a ditch. We got to figure out who's responsible. 'Cause nobody could.
That may have happened one or two times in my life, to be honest with you guys. and this is the shit that makes people mad when they hear Adam Mockler trying to reach out to these people. And that's why, like, I get you guys' frustration when I'm talking to a conservative subscriber or Adam's talking to a conservative. I understand that. 100% understand that. Because we've all seen it a million times. Like I said, I didn't want to really even watch this video because all the times that I've seen Joe Rogan turns on Trump, right? Like, at one point or another, it just feels like stupid. It feels like, you know, it's fool me once. What did George Bush say? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, well, you ain't gonna fool me again. That's what it feels like when we're dealing with this kind of thing, because you look at, and if you, let's say you don't know who Joe Rogan is, but you know he voted for Trump or he endorsed Trump, and then you watch a video of Joe Rogan saying this thing, you would think to yourself, you'd be like, oh shit, this guy who voted for Trump is actually figuring it out. He knows what is going on. Wow, that's actually like something's happening. But those of us that have been watching this shit and have been watching it for this long, no. He's not going to wake up tomorrow and be like, yo, I'm going to start calling out all the bullshit that Trump does now. Or, man, I really regret that I voted for this guy and I'm going to tell you guys all about it. Like, he's not going to do that. Because if he does, he loses his entire audience. He has audience capture, and he's not going to lose that audience capture. And he would lose millions of dollars, right? So I understand when you guys are frustrated with that. Still, you better be supporting Adam Mockler. I love you guys. I will stop harping on you about this. Susie, thank you for joining the Angry Ginger Army. Thank you. I appreciate you. Dude, the Bush dodging the shoe still makes me laugh every day. Every time I watch that clip of Bush dodging the shoe, it's like the let's watch it. Let's watch it. We're going to do it. This is like the best video ever. Okay, also look at how he shakes hands. Look at how George Bush Jr. is such a bro. He comes in with like, yeah, what up, dog? He tries to give him the like he about to slap hands and fucking knuckles. Fucking George Bush Jr. was such a bro, dude. Look at this shit. When he wasn't bombing other countries, this guy was a total bro. This shit's hilarious. Hayukin! Ho! Ho! Did you see him give the Secret Service guy? He goes, I'm alright. You gotta give it to him. Look, George Bush Jr., a lot of shit that you can lay at this guy's feet, okay? A lot of bad shit you can lay at this guy's feet. But I'm gonna tell you guys right now, okay? Those are skills. Those are some major dodgeball skills. Look, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a shoe. Dude, that was amazing.
شكرا جزيلا.
Hey, you can. Hey, you can. I love all the people taking pictures too. They're like, damn, this guy about to get fucked up. Look at him. The dude over the top and shit.
Doesn't bother me. And if you want the facts, it's a size 10 shoe that he threw.
He said if you want the facts, it was a size 10 shoe he threw at me. Oh, the good old days, guys. The good old days. Like I said, Trump made us like actually want George Bush Jr. back.
Could have predicted this. Stomping on the gas pedal, and then all of a sudden you go, this car's in a ditch. We got to figure out who's responsible, because nobody could have predicted this. Trump hadn't even really, and still hasn't really, built the new deportation force. He hasn't yet.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, too, the dude from Blackwater has been in Trump's ear about having him use third party, right? And he probably already is, to be honest with you. Like a couple years from now, there's probably going to be a report that comes out that shows that Donald Trump this whole time was using third party people to do this. But the Blackwater guy has tried to sell Trump on using mercenaries. One of the craziest things about that is if you read, I don't have it down here with me, or do I? No, I don't. Aristotle's book, Politics, he talks a little bit about how oligarchs always use mercenaries from outside of the country because they don't give a shit about harming the country's populace, right? So I wouldn't be surprised at one point or another that Donald Trump does use mercenary groups to pull people off if he isn't doing it already.
Suspended habeas corpus. Trump hadn't even really, and still hasn't really, built the new deportation force. He hasn't yet suspended habeas corpus. Maybe he will. He hasn't started his denaturalization task force. Remember that? We're going to look at people who have been granted citizenship, like me, right? Born in another country.
Me and Dave are going to be in the gulag together.
We're going to see about denaturalizing people. That hasn't started yet. So if this is Rogan's breaking point where he goes, this is fucking nuts.
Yeah, don't I think that's why they cover their faces? Probably one of the reasons, yeah.
He is not only too late, but it's also really early because some of the really crazy stuff hasn't yet happened. So remember when they go, no.
Yeah, we're only 6 months in.
Nobody could have predicted this would have gone so off the rails.
Shoegate! J-Lo.
Predicted it. Trump said he was going to do it. They ignored it. And now they're all pretending to be surprised because the alternative would be, you made this happen. And admitting that is very, very difficult for a lot of people. So this is going to be...
They'll never take accountability.
I'm not super in the manosphere. I sort of follow it to the degree that I need to.
Doc Mac, thank you for being here for 9 months, my dude. Trump used mercenaries in Panama. Yep, I saw that. And because of everything that's going on in Panama right now, they shut down production on the banana farms out there. And that's going to, at one point or another, catch up, just like a lot of this other shit is going to catch up at one point. Prices are already going up around the country. PCE, which is the metric that the Fed likes to use, increased again. We've had, 37 out of 39 months of PCE declining. We are in a not great place. We are in a place that is potentially going to get a lot worse over the next 6 months to a year, and things are probably going to get pretty goddamn expensive.
To have a sense of what's going on so I can talk about it on the show. I don't really know right now whether any of the other manosphere hosts have started to express concerns recently about Trump. I know we covered a couple rumblings some months ago. If they are, let me know, because it would be very interesting if the manosphere big picture ended up turning on Trump after.
Yeah, I saw the ICE list. I saw that. And I saw people like Gnome were trying to say that if you post that information that you'll be, or maybe it's Bondi. Is Bondi or Gnome, one or the other? They're pretty much interchangeable. That was saying that you could be prosecuted for posting that information.
For being one of the biggest reasons that Trump got elected again in the first place. Let me know what you think. We're going to take a break. We're going to hear some of your feedback and so much more.
Yeah, he, what he finished there with saying, like, whether or not he thinks the manosphere is actually going to, like, wisen up. That's not the point of the manosphere. The manosphere is, whether or not you're talking about red pill ideology or broadcasts or any of that other stuff, it's all grifting. It's all just grifting. It's attempting to use young men's angst at, their current situation, which is not a good situation for young men in this society right now. They're using their angst to make money off them. So they're actually just continuing to make the situation for young men worse and worse and worse. The Andrew Tates of the world, the Rollo Tomassis, the Joe Rogans, all of these guys are making money off of a portion of our society that mostly blame women for all their problems and take no responsibility or accountability for their own place in where they are. And like I said before, I have a son. I do my best to help him to understand today's society and put him in a place where he can be the most successful. And probably the biggest problem right now in our society is that the older males that are supposed to be good role models for the younger males in our society are choosing to make money off of their angst and their issues rather than to actually do something good. Like, the way to help young men nowadays isn't by creating YouTube content where you tell them to sleep with as many women as they possibly can, hate women that do OnlyFans content, and just, it's not your fault, but it is your fault. That's one of the, weird conundrums of Red Pill. Red Pill is you should work out and get a job, and you should, save a bunch of money, and don't get married until you're a certain age, and blah, all this stuff, right? So it's it's all on you to get this done. But then if you do all those things and still things don't work out, it's still your fault. And if you don't do those things, then it's your fault. And, that's because it's a pyramid scheme. It's meant to be an incredibly hard thing that you will continue to come back to these people over and over again to get advice from them, because that's how they make their money. And specifically, men in our society, and I'm putting myself in that in that lane, have failed young men because we are not role modeling through the things that we do what they should be doing, right? So for me, when I talk to my son, I tell him, if you want to have a girlfriend, if you want to be popular with the ladies, then what you should do is you should make friends with the ladies. You should spend a lot of time around ladies. You should find out what they like and what they don't like. And you should, and what the manosphere tells them is you don't want to do that because you're going to end up in the friend zone. I'm ending up in the friend zone is a good thing. It's going to happen to you. You should be okay with it because you should want to be friends with people regardless of their gender. I have lots of friends that are women that are amazing people, and there is nothing about our relationship that is sexual at all. I enjoy talking to women a lot because women like to have longer conversations. Most of the men that I talk to want to talk about sports, or they want shorter conversations, or they like to make jokes. Most of the women I talk to want to talk about bigger things. They want to talk about longer, form conversations. And so I tell my son, if you want to be popular with the ladies, then you should spend time figuring out how to be somebody that they depend on, how to be somebody that they can count on, how to be, a good person, so that way they like you because of the things that you do. And therefore, it's not hard to find a good woman if you are going out and doing good things and they see that. Then you will attract a woman that likes a man that does good things. And that's the type of lady you would like to be with. This manosphere isn't about accountability or responsibility. It's about putting it off on others. It's about saying, oh, young men are fucked up because young men are fucked up, or young men are fucked up because women have fucked over all the young men. Like, the manosphere at no point is ever about actually helping young men and taking accountability or responsibility for their role in why young men are where they are. So they're not going to do that with Trump either. The broadcasts aren't going to do that. They go, dude, I'm just an idiot talking on the mic. What? Like, dude, so it's like my fault that Trump's here? Like, yeah, you voted for him and you endorsed him. Yeah, so that's my fault? You don't have to vote for him? You know? Like, that's who they are. You're never going to get Andrew Tate to admit that he's actually a really horrible influence. Well, he's just a piece of shit human being. But a really horrible influence on young men. No, he's going to blame young men. That's what they're going to do. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And check out that video on the screen now.